Hello, good afternoon, my friends. This is Deepak, and today I'm in California. It's just a little bit beyond 12 noon, and I thought I'd catch up in a conversation with you and share some notions about a favorite topic of mine, which is the fulfillment of desire. An even more favorite topic of mine, spontaneous fulfillment of desire. And then even more favorite topic of mine, which is effortless creativity and synchronicity as part of the experience of the spontaneous fulfillment of desire. So if you like this topic, just send me a like or a click like button. If you like this topic, share it with others. And if you'd like me to talk about it, please let me know right here while we wait for our usual about 1,000 people to join us. We wait for about 1,000 people to join us, and we're almost there. We're up to 700 people right now. And so I'm seeing some familiar names and faces. So thank you for joining again. Thank you, Jennifer. Thank you, Peter. Thank you, Lala. Thank you, Jennifer again. Thank you, Teresa, Gabriella Frey. Thank you, Sarah. Thank you, Monica, and I think we can start. Okay. So today, the topic is what's the connection between hi Aurora, good evening, wherever you are. I guess in Sweden. Hi Natasha in Ireland. Okay, so now I'm going to start my discussion and hopefully get feedback from you on the relationship between desire, intention, will, and destiny. So in the Brihadranayaka Upanishad, I think that's the one, could be one of the other Upanishads, there are a set of shlokas. Shlokas are aphorisms. And this set of shlokas or aphorisms says, you are what your deepest desire is. As is your desire, so is your intention. As is your intention, so is your will. As is your will, so is your destiny. Once again, the Upanishads say, you are what your deepest desire is. As is your desire, so is your intention. As is your intention, so is your will. As is your will, so is your destiny. So let's look at the sequence, okay? So my granddaughter yesterday, by the way, it was her birthday. So she said to me, Nana, I would like, Nana is the Hindi word for grandfather on the mother's side. She said, Nana, I would like to get some ice cream. So we went to the ice cream store and we all had some ice cream. But it started with one desire on behalf of my my granddaughter. The desire was, I want to have ice cream. Okay, so that triggered an intention, and that intention was to find some ice cream. And as a result of the intention, we walked to the car and we drove to the ice cream store. So the intention became an actionable thing called will. We willed our muscles and our biological organism to first walk to the car, then get into the car, then drive the car, and then get to the ice cream shop, and then ask for ice cream and buy it and consume it. Fulfill the desire. But it followed that sequence: desire, intention, will. Will is the action of the intention, and then the destiny, which was we enjoyed ice cream. That's the sequence of the unmanifest becoming the manifest. So once again, going to the Brihadranayaka Upanishad, you are your deepest desire. As is your desire, so is your intention. As is your intention, so is your will. As is your will, so is your destiny. Okay, so what is desire? Desire, ultimately, is pure potentiality. Pure potentiality means infinite possibilities, the infinite potential of all that was, all that is, and all that will be. So desire is infinite potential or pure potentiality or infinite possibilities seeking manifestation and therefore a particular outcome. But desire always begins in consciousness. And then consciousness modulates itself into intention, will, and destiny. That's simple. But here's the issue. If you're a scientist, and especially if you're a physical scientist, how does desire, which is a non-physical thing, right? Desire is not a physical thing. And then intention, which is not a physical thing, it's a thought. Desire also is at some level of thought. I'll go deeper into this in a moment. But desire is not a physical entity. It's, if anything, it's a mental entity. And so is intention, and so is will. How does that then translate into something totally physical, like moving my hand, or walking from here to the automobile, or driving it? You see, desire, intention, and will are mental events. And then the movement of the biological organism and the driving of the car and going to the ice cream shop and eating the ice cream are supposedly all physical events. So how does the mental event convert it into a physical event? And we don't have to go into all these details. In any mental event, the desire to speak, how does it orchestrate the movement of vocal cords? The desire to lift the hand, how does it orchestrate the lifting of the hand? If one is mental and one is physical, how do the two interact? This is part of the problem of consciousness, the hard problem of consciousness. If the mental world and the physical world are two separate worlds, then how do we explain the interaction of the mental with the physical? What is the medium? What is it that mediates the mental into the physical? This is a very big problem for scientists, because it also, so if you think that the mental world and the physical world are two different worlds, and then the interaction of them involves some mediation, then what is it that mediates intention from the unmanifest into the manifest? And this is one of the hard problems of consciousness, based on what is called Cartesian split, that the mental and the physical world are two different things. And no one then can explain how do you fulfill any desire in the physical world if the two are separate domains of existence. Correlated but separate. And so I think in order to solve this dilemma, we have to say that the mental and the physical are made from the same thing. And as we've said before, what they're made from is not a thing at all. The mental and physical are both modifications of the self. Okay, the mental and the physical are both modifications of the self, And the self is you as a conscious agent, or what we call Jivatman. Okay, the Atman, that is the soul that has become a Jiva by identifying itself with some past experiences, and therefore the universal taking on a personal identity. So once we realize that both the physical and the non-physical are the same non-stuff, the same consciousness, that intention, desire, will, destiny, and the physical world, which is perceptual activity, are all the same non-stuff, modifying itself into experience, then there is no problem. Okay? Then you've solved the problem. There's nothing physical. It's all consciousness knowing itself as experience. And the experience starts with desire, seeking pure which is pure potentiality, seeking manifestation. Now at this level, by the way, if you study the Vedanta, then there are several levels of this desire. It is first totally unmanifest. That's called para. Then it becomes a faint inkling of a notion of desiring something. That's called pashanti. Then it becomes a thought. That's called madhyama. Then it becomes speech and action. That's called vaikari. This is the sequential unfoldment of pure potentiality seeking manifestation. And here's the key. The more subtle the intention is, the more it is coming from the level of para, which means totally unmanifest, the more powerful it is. So the subtler realms are, of course, mind, intellect, ego, but then jivatma, which is the personal soul and the conditioned mind. And then beyond that is atman, which is the pure mind or pure consciousness, which is connected to paramatman, the universal consciousness. Paramatman, frequently called the divine infinite being, of which you are one aspect. The divine, also infinite conscious agent, or jivatma, that is having the desire. So the closer you are to paramatma, which means universal consciousness, the more you seed your intention or desire at the level of universal consciousness, the more likely it is to find its fulfillment through the infinite organizing power of that consciousness. So pure consciousness, as I mentioned, is infinite organizing power, infinite correlation, infinite synchronicity, infinite unpredictability, infinite creativity, all the ingredients that you need to fulfill your desire. But if you fulfill your desire from the level of craving or grasping or addiction, then it's a lot of hard work, but it also can cause stress, biological stress. The closer you go to the unmanifest, you seed your desire to the finest levels or the most original presence of all creativity, which is pure consciousness, the more likely that desire is to find its own fulfillment. This is where meditation comes in. So through meditation, whether it's mantra meditation or mindful awareness, but through any form of transcendence, you slowly navigate and go past the dark alleys, the ghost-filled attics, and all those narrow gullies and streets of past memories and past imagination. Go past all those dark alleys, ghost-filled attics, and the hidden dimensions of the mind till you enter this domain of universal awareness, samadhi. And over there, you pose a question. What do I want? Not forcibly introducing an intention or goals or anything, just a subtle intention. What do I want? And then the infinite organizing power of consciousness will process that question. What do I want? And then organize the answer in the form of a sensation or a perceptual snapshot, that means an event, therefore an event, or a relationship or a synchronicity, and you will have moved into the fulfillment of desire by asking the question. This is what it means to ask and receive. So instead of making long lists of goals, and instead of creating a vision board and all of that, which is useful at some level, actually posing a subtle question and going into samadhi or transcendence and letting the rest be results in the spontaneous fulfillment of desire. Now, because deep sleep is a state which is very close to witnessing awareness, and witnessing awareness is very close to pure consciousness, then asking questions before you go to sleep at night and letting them seed your consciousness during deep sleep, allowing the proliferation of uncertainty to take place, and then non-local correlations between space-time events that you normally think are not correlated, they start to happen, and synchronicity starts to get organized, and ultimately that moves the desire and the intention from the deepest levels of parya, pasyanti, madhyama, vaikhari, speech, action, and fulfillment. But for this to happen, you have to be 100% sure and convinced that mind, body, and physical world all are in superposition and super entangled as qualia, qualities of awareness, colors, perceptions, sounds, tastes, smells, textures, images, all entangled, just so you can fulfill desire. You say, why? Why does the universe have desire built into it, or intention built into it? Because I would say the universe wants to experience itself through innumerable minds, innumerable brains, innumerable biological organisms, which are all symbolic representations of itself, pure potentiality seeking manifestation. So, hi Hassan, Ria Hassan from Pakistan. Hi Marlene. Hi Elvira. Hi Saswata Chakravarti. Hi Angelo. Hi Geeta. Thank you for being with me here in this wonderful ecosystem of relationships where we are all seeking joy, harmony, laughter, love, and a more peaceful, just, sustainable, and healthier world for everyone. Thank you, Joan Cooper. Thank you, Aurora. Ramanand Dixit is probably asleep in India. Okay. Bye-bye.